Hello and welcome to our channel. Doctors Karen and Matilda here. We are enjoying producing these clips for you, and it's taking us down memory lane on our recent experiences as newbie graduates. Today, we're going to look at a question being asked online, and one that we struggled with too while we were students. Does academic writing tell a story? And before we even delve into that briefly, I want to share that there are four types of academic essay, or categories in which they fall into: descriptive, analytical, persuasive, and critical. And likely in the persuasive version, there will be elements of storytelling. A lot of my students, trainee teachers, love to tell stories. Uh, but particularly in undergrad courses, the abstract writing is more acceptable, or the objective form of writing rather than the subjective. However, in fields such as education, anthropology, and maybe in some communication areas, you can get away with telling stories. However, let me delve into the answer. Academic essays are created to be objective, but narratives, which are subjective in nature, are allowed. For example, um, Dr. Olive Sack, way back in the day, he wrote from patient's perspective as a neuroscientist. Recently, I've seen some research where people talk about the process of the research and the journey through the experiment, the pros and cons of getting funding for your experiment, and so on. That is a story being told. It's a factual occurrence, but it's told in story form. So, to that end, it's acceptable to tell the story in a sterile writing, to liven it up and make it more acceptable to the regular reader, not just the scientific reader or the academic reader. However, we're talking about academic writing. So, storytelling can be acceptable, but it goes through a rigorous ethical evaluation by the university. For an academia, credibility is king. So if your story can be, way by the wayside story or somebody's feelings, unless it can be linked to credible occurrences. For example, forensic science. There's strong element of storytelling why this person committed this crime. But so that's maybe is one example that comes to mind. And you can also refer to our previous clips to see some of the more in-depth explanation that we made uh, based on our experiences. And in some of our future podcasts, we plan to cover a lot more academic, well, storytelling too, as we're talking about stories. So, the crux of the matter: storytelling can fit into academia, but it must go through some technical, ethical evaluations, and it must be credible and attributed to factual situations, factual experiments. And That is why I said the answer is twofold. It can be acceptable, especially at the postgrad level, and on, at the undergrad level, not so much so outside of maybe the humanities and only some of the humanities areas. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in our next clip, we will answer another question that is popular, that lots of people are asking around the world about academic writing. Thanks for watching again. We appreciate your support, and happy writing.